Because of you, I think because of you, we're seeing record-breaking absentee ballots being lodged in South Carolina, but we're also seeing a high number of rejected ballots. And that's a lot and due to the confusion about witness signatures. You know, the Supreme Court only ruled this month that it was required. So a lot of folks that even already cast their absentee ballots before that was ruled that they needed a witness signature. For me, it looks like a form of voter suppression. South Carolina has been plagued with voter suppression since Reconstruction. Do you believe this is voter suppression? And if so, what can the people of South Carolina do to make sure their vote counts? Like, what's the plan, Jamie?
Yes, Ms. Reddy. You know, I was so bothered by this Supreme Court decision, and this is the disturbing thing. We send our sons and daughters overseas to fight for democracy, not only for America, but for other countries, the right to vote in other nations. But we find, and the we is not related to me and you, but we find that we have forces in our state and in our country who find every way possible to prevent and prohibit people from voting in this country. Mm-hmm. And I just think that's wrong. I think it's criminal. And one of the things I've told folks, when I get to the United States Senate, one of the first things that I'm going to force a vote on is the John Lewis Voting Rights Act. But I'm also going to add some amendments to that legislation to criminalize, put steep criminal penalties on anyone, and that includes secretaries of state or anybody else that tries to prohibit people from voting in this country, try to suppress folks from voting in this country. We got to be serious about this. Now, in the short term, what we are doing is we're using the resources that we have to educate voters here in South Carolina on the importance of getting a witness signature on their absentee ballot if they're sending it in the mail. But we are really encouraging people to go and drop that ballot off in person if they can, if it's safe for them to do so. Because that way we can assure that they vote. But we're also telling the State Election Commission that we want them to keep every single one of those ballots, to not toss out those ballots, because in the end of the day, we may have to force another lawsuit to count those ballots, because there is confusion, and the confusion was caused by the government, not by the people, but by the government. And with that, I believe that, you know, the voters need to be given the benefit of the doubt. The sad thing, they didn't even allow folks to cure their ballots if they didn't have it signed. And I think that's wrong as well. And so we got to do better in terms of voting in this country. But we have hundreds of lawyers that we've recruited over the past year and a half on the ready to make sure that we protect and defend the right to vote of all South Carolinians.